turtle.
Dubs, you make me laugh every time with that turtle intro.
Dude, I love that turtle intro. Like, thank you Through the Veil Paranormal for making that. But welcome back to Paranormal Story Time with the Nubby Bunch, episode 5, guys. We are on the 5th episode of the Paranormal Story Time. I'm just waiting on Tara and T and our favorite Warm Mayo Second Star Survival. But as y'all can tell, I got Dakota, Restless Souls. I got our favorite devil, our good Lord and Savior, Devilish. And I got Sean, Mother Duck, and Cody up here. Like, hey, Sarah. I know I'm a sexy beast. Then she called me a sexy bastard. Whoa.
You're a bastard, not a beast.
Whoa, I like that.
I should have seen Dubs last night.
What happened last night?
Up at the circus.
Oh, Look,
I thought Dubs was going to get him a couple phone numbers.
Look, we went to this paranormal circus, guys. It was cool as hell. And let me tell you, the best part were those women. The way that...
I wanted to go to that when it was around here.
Dude, it's definitely worth it. Like, if you get the chance, definitely
well
go.
For me, it was a little too far out of my way to go on my own, but...
Yeah. We had to drive like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
For me, they were 2 hours away, but it was the neighborhood they chose to be in that I didn't want to go alone. So,
yeah, I feel that. But
maybe next time I'll go.
Them girls, me, I'm just over there like at the stuff they can do. Just. But yeah, it was fun.
Geez, then I should take you to one of the burlesque shows up here when you come up this way.
Yes. Because you're in Canada, aren't you?
I'm close to Toronto.
Okay. I knew you was up that way.
Yeah, so I just basically tell people Toronto. It's a lot easier.
Oh, Toronto. Canada's definitely on my bucket list. Like Paranormal XP, freaking Dom, you. Like, there's so many cool people.
There's a bunch up here, different places, but most of it's usually just majority of it is abandoned, but a lot of it's being torn down lately.
Yeah, so that's the sad thing.
So if you get like Carlo Palooza, and a bunch of other guys that are in around that he hangs with, and I'm not talking about with, Sargi does, but he's been lately more doing US stuff than anything. Angelo used to be up here, but now he's down in the States with one of the other guys that's down in the US there. Because some of the bigger things, and a lot of people go to it. It's like we have the Blue Ghost Tunnel, which is the train crash tunnel by Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls area, plus the Screaming Tunnel, which is about the young girl who got burnt, whether it was an accident fire or her lover, her father, who actually burnt her. Ooh. So, you go in the tunnel, you light a wooden match, not anything else, but a wooden match after midnight, and within a few seconds it gets blown out and you should hear a scream. That's a screaming tunnel. So those are the kind of the two main, big ones.
I
can tell you another one which is hard to get into to do it, and I know there's a price, but I just don't know what it is offhand. I have to reach out to somebody if they ever answer me. There's the steak house known as the Keg Mansion in downtown Toronto.
Ooh.
There's about 3 spirits that are in there. One of them is Mistress Made that hung herself off a chandelier in the stairwell when you leave from the main restaurant floor going upstairs to the washrooms. There's a little boy on the landing there that likes to pull your shirt, and there's one other one they talk about, but also we encountered another one, my friend and I, we've talked about, a gentleman that actually talked to us, and it was a spirit, believe it or not, in the men's washroom. We thought it was a real guy. So we saw the full apparition. We like talked to the guy. It's like, you saw him, right? It's like, yeah. And when we went to go look to see where this guy was in the restaurant, he was nowhere to be found.
Dude, that's like that little girl in the what was it? The Exchange Hotel, Dakota, or was it the Graffiti House?
I think
The little girl that just walked right. Yeah, it's like
It was the Exchange Hotel.
it was
Oh,
the
okay.
Exchange Hotel, but the Graffiti House is like an old Civil War hospital, and it's like graffiti everywhere from the Civil War days. It's really cool. But yeah, me and Dakota was investigating the Exchange Hotel, and all of a sudden, this little girl just comes right between me and Dakota.
Yep.
Like, plain as day. Like, and I think Shane, Dakota's dad, followed her too. Like, but just came right between us and just went through the freaking wall and just straight disappeared. It was really cool. But yeah, that reminds me of that. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there's other things that are around here and there. Like, I mean, you look at any of your parliament buildings, they all have old history to it that has some type of residual stuff that's there. Any other, things that have happened because of how old some of those buildings are.
yeah.
Because, I mean, like, our old city hall in Toronto, like, at one time was even used as a jail in part of the wars. So there's a lot of different things that have happened there. There's people that have hung themselves, this and that. You look at the biggest famous hotel that we have downtown Toronto, known as the Royal York Hotel. It's got several hangings that have happened up in the higher levels and in the stairwell, and they keep some of the areas blocked off unless you're doing the investigations that they allow you to do at certain times. There's children you hear running down the hall, yet though there's nobody on the floor with children. Right, like there's lots of these different little places. Even the tourist attraction Casa Loma, it's got a lot of history to it, and the owner supposedly his spirit roams through the place every once in a while.
Ooh.
Right, I mean they do all sorts of things there at Casa Loma. They even will do like a paranormal walks type thing with a group of people at certain times of the year. Depends what they got going on, because they do a lot of different events, right?
Yeah, see, I love when places do like walks and tours and stuff like that. Like, to me, those are like the best kind of things to see.
I mean, where I am, the city, I'm like 45 minutes west of Toronto, but we have our 4 big haunted places that are here. Some of them are touristy, so you only can go like in tourist groups when they're open. But then you got too many people, so it's kind of hard to really know what you're getting.
Uh-huh.
Right, and maybe the spirits that are there, they just don't want to bother that day because there's just too many people coming and going. One of them, it's closed. They won't even let anybody in it anymore now. And it's like, damn, it's like I wanted to go to that place.
See, that's another thing. Like, a lot of these places are closed and they won't allow anybody in there. Like, a lot of times it's because people vandalize it and do stupid stuff and ruin it for everybody. Like,
or it could be just because it's a change of ownership, which I think this one place did, and they just don't want that type of stigma attached to the place anymore. So they're just like saying, no, forget it. They're not letting anybody in.
yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
That's like one reason I like finding these abandoned houses like on the side of the road, because a lot of our yep, exactly what I just said. But a lot of these abandoned places that we found, like the 1 a.m. house, for example, that place is like mall as hell, but like I've seen like 8-9 foot shadow with a hat. Like every time I go in there and I'm at the freaking attic window and I look, and right in that little barn you can see the guy standing there with a hat.
So it's kind
And
of
like
that
I could,
Hat Man
yes, that's what a lot of
type
people are
thing.
scared to say his name, and I understand why, because I've heard some crazy stuff about Mr. H is what I like to call him, but I almost, it's either that or like a shadow figure that follows me. Because I mean, I have been known to have shadow like figure follow me sometimes and all that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's attachment or anything, but it's definitely something that follows me sometimes. Like people can see a different aura or whatever they call it around me. I
Yeah.
don't know. But do you have any cool or crazy paranormal experience, devilish?
Well,
I'll let you go, and then I'll let Mr. Sean
other than the
go.
one that was the Keg Mansion, like I was thinking about that a little bit earlier when he said, "Oh, am I free tonight?" And so I can go, "Yeah, okay, stories, okay." It was in my late teens. It was about 8 of us, and we went camping to old Cottage area. And for most of you, think about the most northern point of the Great Lakes. Okay, for me, it's basically in between what we call Sioux Lookout and Sault Ste. Marie. But roughly, it's about like from that lake, from the top of the lakes points, about maybe half an hour to an hour's drive worth. We experienced a few different things back then, and we weren't sure. We thought maybe somebody was screwing around, this or that. The first thing we found was we were out and about, and one of the guys said, "Oh, he needed something inside," so he went back in to go look for it. Came back out. We went off, did our things, came back. As we came back in, all the cupboard doors in the kitchen were wide open. I go, "What the hell were you doing? Why did you close the cupboard doors?" Like, he goes, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "Well, they're all open." He goes, "You didn't close anything." He goes, "No, I did. So, we dismissed it. Like, we didn't think anything. So we closed them all, went outside, had our dinner, opened fire, went back in. Cupboard doors are all open again. We go, "Who the fuck was in here opening up cupboards?" It's like, "You went back in and opened the cupboard doors again, didn't you?" He goes, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't." Different things like that would happen throughout the night. While we were sitting at the campfire, the most scariest part of it, there was two, what do you call them? Like Christmas trees, but they're not the ones with the needles. They're the flatter leaves. I forget the proper name for them. But these two trees shook like crazy. We're like, "What the fuck is that? What the hell's shaking these trees?" We thought, okay, maybe a bear's brushed up against the trees that's nearby, because there's big black bears and a few other bears that are up in that part in northern Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
So, once the 8 of us were brave enough, all with flashlights, we finally went over to those 2 trees looking to see if we could see anything. Looked at the ground for what we could see by flashlight. We didn't notice any bear prints. We didn't notice any footprints. We're like, "What the hell? What the hell shook these trees?" Right? And we thought, "Oh, maybe somebody else was screwing around." We didn't notice, but we didn't see anything. The next day, we even went and looked. We still didn't find nothing in the daylight of any prints to show evidence of it. We were up there for like a month. A few days later, the same thing happens again. We all shine the lights quickly just to see. Nothing. Later on, we go off to the local gas station, about maybe a 30-minute drive from where we were. And, we're kind of talking about, and the guy at the gas pump, he goes, yeah, I've heard something like that. Where you guys camp? And we kind of mentioned the area, and he goes, yeah, there's something in the woods up there. He goes, we don't know exactly what it is, but some people suspect that maybe it's a form of Bigfoot or some other spirit. I go, well, what is the land area? Is it old native land or not? And he goes, maybe. He goes, I don't know. Many years later, I find out from some of the natives that I know up in some of the reserves up there, they said, oh, yeah, that's native spiritual land. We go, well, whose cottage is that's there then? He goes, some guy that bought some of the land off of the natives at the time. He goes, maybe, you know, you're into some of the form of a skinwalker that was protecting the land because it could be a grave site. He goes, we don't know exactly unless we go and investigate ourselves. He goes, but we don't normally go and do it because we show our respect to the areas as we, get closer and we observe certain things or hear certain things or feel certain things, and we don't like talking about it. So, so we left as that's the most weirdest one I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everything. Like, I mean, I've experienced other things, never filmed it, didn't know to film it back then.
Hey, Kathy.
Right? We just experience it, and it's like, oh, okay. Left it's like, okay, what was it? Well, I don't know. Maybe we're too drunk and we're hallucinating from what we were drinking because we're, blasted, and some of the guys are smoking this and I'm getting secondhand smoke off of whatever they're smoking. And it's like, well, maybe it's the combination of shit and we're just flipping out.
Yeah.
Right. But then when we hear other stories years later of the area or from other people, it's like it's like, what the fuck did we experience? But
yeah, I mean, I could believe it though, like, especially if it's like is Native American land and all that. I could definitely believe a skinwalker for sure. Like,
well, they have other different spirits that help protect, their lands. That's besides skinwalkers, whatever else. And different people can tell you different their experiences and what they know from other natives from different parts of the world, like from Canada into the United States to other places in the world to their native people, and they can tell them all sorts of stories and tell you some things, but they don't always divulge everything. They just tell you certain stories that they're willing to tell you.
yeah,
Like if you go up to them and you go, well, I want to know about your skinwalkers or Wendigo, and it's like they won't hardly tell you anything. They just tell you just be careful.
mm-hmm.
Or they'll tell you scary stories only, right? Like how things have happened to people, and that's it. So,
What about you, Mr. Sean? You have any creepy paranormal experiences?
I've had a couple. I think what actually got me into paranormal was I'm basically started my channel to be abandoned exploring. I love going and exploring abandoned stuff until I started exploring the Joliet Prison.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that place.
Yeah, and when the first thing that happened to me there was I walk into a dark area. It was like a gymnasium, and a big heavy steel door just slams behind me, and it creaks and then damn. So yeah, it scared the crap out of me, and it was like, okay, there's no wind to close this door. It's a heavy door. How the heck did it go flying and slam that hard? Nobody else is around. I'm the only one there. So that's what kind of made me question that. But then later on, I started working in there because I worked at the city of Joliet, and we started renovating the place and wanted to open it up to our tours and stuff like that. So we kind of started doing work in there and installing security cameras. And I had to walk through the cell blocks and stuff like that to get up to the roofs and stuff like that. And I was there usually with another person, but they're on the other side of the building. And I'm walking through the cell blocks and I see a shadow figure cross the end of the hallway. And nobody's supposed to be there. Nobody's around. You call out and nobody's there. And yeah, just the hair just stands up on the back of your neck, and you're like, oh man. But that wasn't the first time I saw shadow figures, and it's dark a lot of times, even during the day when you're walking around there. So I stopped looking straight ahead and kind of watched where I was going in front of me, because I didn't want to see no more shadow figures. But that was probably my first experience. Scary ones, anyway.
That place I've heard a lot about. Like, I know Jenny and Fluffy's been there. There's been Haunted Avenue. She's been there. There's been a lot of people that been and done videos of that location. And that place looks freaking like epic.
Yeah, and there was we were out there in the courtyard. It was really late. It was like there like 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. It was really early in the morning, and a phone just starts ringing. And across the courtyard, you see the old phone booths. But if you go over there, there's no phones in those in those things. But I think on a couple of our videos, you clearly hear a phone ringing, old type phone ringing.
Ooh, that would have been awful. Like, I'm the type of people. I'm the type of person that you see in a horror movie. You hear something upstairs. I'm the type of person to go upstairs and figure out what that noise is. But
Well, I thought you were the guy that would run out of the house first.
well, see that's the thing.
Run out of the house first, get your wits about you, then okay, let's go back.
It's a proven fact in horror movies that the stoners survive. So I will be okay. I might get stabbed, might lose a finger or two again. Like, I might get hurt, but the stoner always survives, except in Freddy versus Jason, where the stoner sacrificed himself. But that's a different story. Like, but Dakota, I know you got some experiences, but you want to tell your creepiest paranormal experience? Yes.
Let's see.
I know we've been to a lot of places.
I still have to say that my creepiest that I've had so far is at the Devil's Playground house where we had that cabinet fall on us.
The first time,
Yeah.
well, that second time when it almost fell on us was freaking terrifying too.
The first time that it actually fell.
Yeah, that second time it was this far from hitting me when it fell.
Because the first time it fell, we was sitting on the couch doing a spirit box. And the freaking edge of the cabinet as it was coming to the ground caught the side of my ankle. Oh.
I remember that freaking video, but my craziest and creepiest experience was that first time I went to 666. And it started off weird. We parked at Kroger and started walking. We got to the first bridge and we kept hearing noises all around us. And we shined a flashlight, nothing. And we just hear these all god awful growls, and you can see freaking eyes glowing and looking at you, but there's nothing there. So we just keep walking, and we get to that house that I don't know how to describe it. A portal house is the best way I can describe it. The first night we went was the only night we seen it. And I was legit on the front porch about to walk in the door. And one of the people I was with, I've known him since I was 5. And he just started flipping out on us. Don't go in that effing house, blah, blah, blah. So we didn't go, and all of a sudden we leave and we get on the road, and he falls to his knees, pure white eyes, like no pupil, like just pure whiteness, and has like a blank stare. Well, within about 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, we finally get him to where we're good. So we continue to the second bridge where he gets sick, and then another person that we was with gets sick. Well, after they start puking and get done puking, we do a dowsing board session, which is like a pendulum board, like it kind of like a Ouija board, but it's like one person do it at a time. Well, we was doing that, and all of a sudden we hear a freaking car coming out of nowhere, and we look, and there's no freaking cars. What's up, Vingman? No cars or nothing. And so we just get a little freaked out, get done, and we start walking back. And the second person that we was with that brought the dowsing board or whatever they call it does the exact same thing, falls to his knees, pure white eyes, and he just lets off the god awful loudest scream we've ever heard. And we finally, his buddy that was with him runs to the truck to get him to the truck, and we're just like literally carrying this dude to the freaking down the road. Well, we finally like get him in the truck, and all of a sudden we look, and there's a freaking dog-like figure, but the smell is so god awful. The freaking growls coming off of this thing are like the most terrifying thing you'll ever hear. Like, hey, ATE Grace, and just everything about this freaking dog. And he had like the brightest red eyes. And I did my research, and from what I've seen, my research, it was a hellhound. And well, let's just say that night, and the reason I said about that house because we went, and me and Dakota, that house, there's no foundation of that house. There's nothing where the house was there at all. But I was on the front porch of this house. I know that it was like the most creepiest experience. Like every time I've been on that road, pretty much. When me and Dakota went on Halloween one night, me, Dakota, his dad, and Rob, we get shoved, scratched. I got shoved, I got scratched. We had stuff thrown at us. And we see, like, you remember seeing the freaking dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the exact same freaking dog that
Because
night.
there was the dog with red eyes, and then on down the road a little bit, there was something else, but this had green eyes.
Yes. But that was probably one of my most terrifying experiences. And people ask why I didn't get that recorded because I felt like it didn't need to be recorded. We was like freaking out trying to leave, get out of that place as soon as we could because it was like just something was going to happen and we didn't leave when we did. Just my gut instinct was telling me like if we don't leave now, more people are going to get attacked. More people are going to get, and I believe it was a possession. Just, I'd never seen anybody's eyes go pure white. And this was two people. It was, I want to go back. I want to go back. And I want to go back to the other 666 where I followed the Keg Mansion.
We need to go find Pigman.
Like, and it was like a pig face, but a man body. And I was in the woods. And I heard it whisper my name. I looked, and it shoved me down the hill.
Do you still remember the little boy we seen?
Yeah, bloody shirt.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
I have a feeling that he was murdered on that road.
He was. That was the little boy that was murdered. Like, but those two roads are legit.
But I wonder what happened to the woman on that road too. Because remember, we seen the woman
That first night,
as soon as we got out
before we
the
started
car.
filming. Oh my God, yeah.
We ain't even turned on the cameras or nothing. As soon as I shut the car door, she come floating right across the darn river.
And me and Dakota looked at each other, and I'm like, "Was that what? What was that? Like,
it was literally a white mist come floating right across the river."
That kind of sounds like the woman in the white dress that got killed on the side of the road, close to either just after or before she got married, and wants a ride somewhere.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. There's a few of those down in the States. I can't remember which states they're in. I know there's a story similar to that up here where she actually wants a ride to her wedding and she's wearing her wedding gown. And somebody actually hit her in the car with a car and killed her. And so her body was at the side of the road in a ditch, left there for who knows how long. And it's just a replay constantly, like, and if you stop your car, she shows up at the side of your car wanting to be let in.
I believe it though.
There's a few of them like that down the States. There's a big famous one, which I think your boy Omar and James the fam had gone to and talked about.
Yep, I remember that one too. That was on shoot.
Is that Purgatory Road? No.
No, I cannot remember. Was it?
Can't remember. I know they went to it and they were talking about it. They say a woman in white, and you usually see a white mist in the middle of the road. So you end up stopping, and if you open your door, she will get in and ride with you for a certain point of time, and then is gone.
Yeah, I know. What it won't Crawford Road.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because the one at Crawford Road, that's the lady, woman hangs over the bridge.
That's right. That's the one on Crawford Road. The woman hanging on the bridge. That's right. I knew it was something with the woman at Crawford Road. I want to get up there, but I know it's illegal.
Yeah, we was up there. I don't know, probably about 45 minutes, and then a cop rolled up, told us we had to leave.
Clinton Road is another one that I want to get up to.
Because apparently Crawford Road was federal property.
Yeah, you could look it up.
But yeah, like but Road 666 up here, the one where I seen that house, that place, I know there've been rituals there. There's been like murders, like satanic stuff happened there. A lot of crazy stuff has happened on that road back in like the 60s and 70s and even like the 90s.
I mean, even here recently, you got to think back in 2012, they had someone die on that road.
That's right, the Mustang.
Yeah, they got into that's where they get the whole thing from the Phantom car. It's supposed to be a Phantom Mustang.
I'm pretty sure we heard it that night because we heard a freaking car. Like, and it was like coming right there at the bridge, but there was no lights and nothing.
Apparently, the Mustang, what happened was, I don't know if the guy fell asleep, was drunk or what, but apparently he hit the side of the bridge.
The guy's name was David, by the way.
Completely totaled his car, and
his son. This is what I believe because that night I also had an attachment of like an 8-year-old kid for like 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure it was the guy in the Mustang son. Hello, Hunter S. Thomas. Sorry, I have no clue what you said other than familia and Ouija. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. I don't speak Spanish. I just know familiar.
They're just
And we
saying hello. I think to the family or
Just Google
the
Trans.
family.
well, welcome to the chat, anyways.
I don't remember the rest offhand.
Nubby's not good
Google
Spanish.
Translate that.
So why don't they have the About Me section on Facebook? I mean, YouTube anymore?
What do you mean?
The translation is,
about-
how are you, family? Are you going to do the Ouija?
Will
no.
you hack the Ouija board?
No, my Ouija board's actually put up in the outside in the freaking. My Ouija board is actually in a kid's casket right now, put up. Yes, I got my Ouija boards in a kid's casket that Rob gave me, put up. I'm weird. Thank y'all. I can barely speak English. Like you have to click. Okay,
Well,
see,
you don't specken Sie Deutsch?
no.
Non, parlez-vous le français?
What do you do with Ouija? See, I personally, I break the rules when it comes to Ouija boards. I'm not even going to lie. I've done it in a cemetery before.
You did it in the cemetery?
One person, like,
Did you put a hole in the Ouija board so you could do it? Or did you
No.
do it like American hot apple pie?
Oh my god! I just got what you were saying.
You said you did the Ouija board, so that's why I have to clarify what's going on there.
I did a Ouija board session in a cemetery, and we've also done it separately. Like everybody had their own Ouija board, so we broke the rules a few times, haven't we, Dakota?
Yep.
What rules?
But technically, you don't have to say goodbye. I do just to be safe, but technically, you really don't have to say goodbye.
Yeah, kind of technically, Ouija boards is whatever you think it is.
Yeah,
because they're not technically they're not real.
I mean, they do sell it as kids' toys, which I don't agree with.
Well, they sell it with game boards, right?
Yeah. And I don't know. Ouija board, I've seen them work. And
Well, that's just it. Because I mean, when they do the research and behind it and everything, they say that part of your muscle reflexes based on certain things will move the planchetta. So they there's no real theory saying that it's truly working. And then at the same time, they're saying that it doesn't work because you are actually moving it yourself.
well, yeah, they also say that it's 50-50. Part of you is moving it and part of it's the spirit. That's one.
Yeah, like I guess it all depends on who you're listening to and what your personal belief is, right?
That's true.
Because I mean, we can agree and disagree that it works and it doesn't work. Because I've asked questions and gotten answers that were nothing to what the answers were supposed to be. Knowing it myself.
Yeah, I've gotten some weird answers too, and
but I've done it two ways. I've done it where I've touched the planchetta, and I've done it where other people touch the planchetta, and I just ask the questions. So it makes it a little bit different because if you get a correct answer, somebody who's touching the planchetta has to know that answer.
That's true.
Then if you get the correct answer and nobody knows about it, then it could be a little, like, to me, would feel more legit.
See, that's why I close my eyes a lot of times when I'm doing it. Like, my eyes are closed. So I'm not looking at where it's saying unless it's like until it stops. And then, like, yeah. But I like to close my eyes. I like to have the speaker box going while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I know some people that do that. Yeah.
But not but I agree 100%. pretty much how you think. Like, do you think it works or not? Like, are you a believer in it? Like, I agree with that. I personally believe in it. I've seen some crazy stuff, but I've also like been there doing it and got nothing. But when I was over there with my friend Katie, me and her were doing the Ouija board, and it started moving instantly, and it was answering the questions. It was really weird the way that was working. Like, what's up, Randy?
Hey, Randy.
There's actually a big
Mr. Randy.
D and Zozo bullshit. I don't care what anybody says. Zozo is straight bullshit and not
Is a demon, but technically you have to summon him in order for him to be anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't believe he is connected to a Ouija board in any way.
I don't either. He's just
Like all the rest of the demons of hell, they're all elsewhere, and you have to literally summon them the proper way if they want to come.
Oh, you ain't talking about Zozo.
Are you talking about another demon? Or unless he's trying to talk about me. I don't go to Ouija boards when called.
Yeah, he don't. I tried to connect the devil with the Ouija board. It don't work.
I just show up in the outhouse and grab him when he's trying to take a little tinkle.
Yeah. I feel something grab my booty, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh no, damn it, that's just his nub. I thought it was bigger.
But yeah, I didn't know. I know everybody connect Zozo and the Ouija board together.
I don't even know where that came from, even to begin with.
I don't either. Did Zach Baggins do that?
Who knows?
I know Zach Baggins made the Dybbuk boxes big. I'm also not a Dybbuk box believer. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to enough older Jewish people to find out.
Okay, it was Zach Baggins that made those so big. Okay. I thought the Wizard of Oz backwards. Zozo. Oh my God, Frostbite. You just blew my mind. Holy crap. But the Wizard of Oz is Zozo. Mind blown. We figured out who Zozo was. But no, I don't know.
So he's just a man behind the curtain.
Pretty much.
Jerking.
But yeah, like, and Zozo didn't become big until like mid 2000s, right? Like,
yeah, kind of. But I mean, and if you look back in some of the history, like some of our musicians actually use the symbols, right, to represent themselves.
See, that is why I don't agree. I do not agree with kids using Ouija board if they don't know what they're doing with it. And I also believe that if you do a Ouija board, it's your intention. It's the way you intend to use it. And a lot of kids just want to do the Ouija board to sum it up with something, and they don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
So I do believe that, actually, Zingman. I believe that 100%, and that's one reason I do not agree with kids with the Ouija board. Like, because they say it's like for 8 years old and plus and all that, and I don't agree with that. Hey, Bestie.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bestie?
Just like when they do find out some of the summoning stuff for some of the common name folklore people, if you do actually know what you're doing, yeah, there is a way of summoning, like Bloody Mary, and stuff like that, different mirrors and a few other little, tail stuff, but you really gotta dig deep to find the real way of doing it.
Yeah, that is true. Like me, I mean, of course, as a kid, you would go to the bathroom, cut off the light, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, or Candyman, 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 and all that. But like as a kid, you just joking around and like you see like a little shadow and you freak the hell out. Like,
Well,
but
it's like
nothing
spending
ever happened.
your time in a tent out in the middle of nowhere in the woods and no lights, and you just start to imagine that you're seeing things or hearing certain things that are just not there. It's the same idea,
Yeah,
right? Because your
and
mind's starting to think something, right? Because you go, oh, I'm going to call this,
that's
you know.
where creepypasta. That's where the freaking Slenderman crap came from. Creepypasta, and I don't really pay attention to creepypasta because
I thought that was just Frostbite looking at a can of alpha
it could have been.
pasta, and then he was getting psychic readings
Oh,
saying you will die in his bowl.
oh, sorry, I had a fart. Do y'all believe that?
What, you were possessed by Frostbite?
Yes, I am possessed by frostbite. Oh,
You said you had to
but
fart, so
has Oh, he said, "Do I have to come up there?" I did send you the link, I think, Frostbite. But do y'all believe that watching movies or watching cursed movies are a thing? Y'all believe in cursed movies?
no,
Personally, don't.
no,
Like,
No, I don't either.
because too many of them are twisted from the original story or truth.
now, I'm not saying like the Exorcist and all that because I mean I've heard of the stuff with the Exorcist with the people dying and all that, but I personally don't believe you're gonna watch a movie and you're gonna die or whatever. Like,
It's just like that phone call one that apparently, you know, if you dial a certain number, you get called back, and if you don't answer it, you're supposed to die in so many days, or when you do answer it, you got to follow whatever it is, or you're gonna die.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't believe in it.
I believe that too, Sarah. I believe in curses, but not movies. Like, I'm gonna put a spell on you. Oh, sorry. But yes, because I mean I've heard about the Exorcist and all that, like the original Exorcist when that was being filmed and all those people dying from it. Like I think it was like over 10 people that actually passed away after the movie was developed and during and after the movie was developed. Which I mean that is very weird coincidence, but I mean I don't know if you can actually blame the movie for that. Okay, Dakota's going to bed. I figured that Dakota don't. I know when Dakota's going to bed when he's on panel because he just hops off. Don't say nothing, just leaves. I'm like, okay, Dakota's going to bed. I done got used to Dakota. I already know. Ooh, Zingman. Some movies that actually use real spells in them that kids probably are messing around with. Hmm? Yeah, I mean, but that's not technically cursed from watching the movie. It's just the kid won't talk right. And they're messing around with something they shouldn't. That's just what it seems like to me in that situation.
Well, sometimes they'll see a movie, they'll see certain rituals or spells being used. They try it out themselves, nothing happens. But then some of them, they dig deeper and they find actual true spells and everything else that you got to do around it in order to make it work. Because a lot of things that are done in the movies are just what they've read, what they know, a little bit of research, but they don't do the full thing because they also know that if something happens, they can also be liable for it.
That's
So they
true.
protect their own self. So let's say, for instance, like you do a spell and it's the difference between white candles, red candles, or black candles. And if you use the right color candle, the spell works. If you use the wrong color candle, it won't work. Okay? And,
I didn't think
that's going back. That's going back with knowledge of Wiccan and pagan. You know, their spells and rituals. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of this stuff is, came from the previous and was just brought, more forward. And then the black arts doing, okay, you got to have this type of root, this type of, herb, you got to have part of this, you got to have blood or hair from a certain animal or certain person in order to make that work.
Yeah.
And some kids have, David, and they've done it and it's happened. We just don't hear about it a lot because
They ain't gonna put nothing like
hush
that on
hush.
the news. Yeah. They're not gonna put none of that on the news. They don't want another Salem witch trial going.
Hey, there was a problem many, many, many years ago, and they believe that it is still true today that the Toronto Maple Leafs was cursed by a witch back when Howard Ballard, was the owner of the Maple Leaf Gardens for the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the day, because something happened and that she legitimately cursed the team forever. So since then, they've never won a Stanley Cup.
I mean,
They've been close, but they've never actually won it since that curse was supposedly set on them.
see, I tried to do that curse or spell that freaking Chucky does in the Chucky movies and all that, but that just never works for me.
That's
Hey,
because
Laura Lee.
because you're using the wrong doll. You're not supposed to use blow-up dolls.
Damn. Yes, I was trying to use my blow-up doll. Damn.
Got to get yourself a Tommy Talker.
Yeah. Ain't that weird?
Those come from way back in the 70s.
I used to have one back.
I had one because I wanted to
had
be a ventriloquist when I was little. So I got one for Christmas one year. And then the same year, my sister got a doll that was the same height as her and freaked the crap out of her.
Oh, man.
Just like, how the dolls, when you turn them or squeeze them, they go, Mama, Mama. We got her one. She threw that thing across the room and threw a fit because she was so scared of it. It's like, what the hell is that?
That sounds like something I did to my sister.
Yeah.
Because my sister, she hated the Michael Myers music.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she hated the Michael Myers. So I got her doll, and it had a little recording thing in it, and I recorded the freaking Michael Myers thing over and over again. And she was sleeping in her room, and so I just put the doll right beside her bed and started playing it. Let's just say I got grounded.
That was like my uncle, my mom's youngest brother. He's only 8 years older than me, so I pretty much call him my brother. He used to do all sorts of weird things to my sister. He used to take her Cabbage Patch dolls and take the skipping rope, tie it around their necks and hang them off of the ceiling fans in the room and let the fans spin around. She goes, "Your doll's possessed. Look, it's flying by itself." And she would
from
it.
Oh man. That sounds like something I want to do now. Oh. Well, hang on,
no nubs. Send them the link to your OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, you do. I will send you the link to my OnlyFans.
Frostbite will definitely get a membership.
I think he already has one.
Lifetime.
There you go. I found the right one.
Only on Sundays when it's a blue moon.
Only on Sundays.
Yeah, curses can be done. It's just you got to know what you're doing. And you got to follow it the right way, and you got to have the right items. If you don't, they don't work. I know people that actually do them still today.
High frostbite.
Look,
Dev,
it's Mr. Slushy.
oh yeah, you're funny. Ha ha ha. Take everything Dev says with a grain of salt. And there's no salt here, so ha ha ha.
You know, if you put salt on ice, it actually burns.
We love Dev. He's a good.
He doesn't make a salt circle. He inhales it.
What's that? You inhale fart circles?
Fart circle.
What? You like to fart in a bag and sniff it later?
No, I could just because I can summon people with my gas. I can't help it.
You can summon me with your ass.
That sounds like that should be on OnlyFans.
No.
Do you have any?
You would watch anybody's OnlyFans, especially you, Dev.
Do you have any paranormal experiences, Dev? I mean, you.
I do, but most of them I don't talk about. I'll put it that way because I haven't heard anybody else talking about them ever. So until they do, I won't bring them up because they're worse than anything I've ever heard on here. I've had dreams more than the stuff you guys talk about. Dreams worse than that.
Well, like I said, the worst thing I had was that freaking 666 night. Oh.
Well, there are a few I'm sure I can bring up. Like I was talking to a Satanist one time, wanted to see if they were full of it. I saw their shadow 5 minutes later walking around my apartment. It's like, hey, I saw you. Hey, you weren't supposed to see me. It's like, I can't help it. I can see you.
Hey, Bat Regan.
Bat Reekin's in the house. Oh, snap. The Batty Man.
And that's just one of the minor ones.
I've
Oh, you were talking about the stuff in Canada. I've been actually reading all day on Native American stuff in Canada, all over from Saskatchewan to Ontario, you name it. We even got one here in Mille Lacs Lake.
On what?
On all paranormal stuff. Paranormal legends, myths.
Which book is that?
It's actually a new graphic novel based on a writer in Canada that's Native American.
Oh, really?
Yep. I go get the book if I want. If you want,
Yeah, show me if you can.
no problem.
Curious as to who it is.
I am a paranormal experience.
No,
Hang
pull it
on.
back. Okay, yeah, that's the Balkan Benson.
And that's it. Outside circle. Just came out. I've been reading it all day. So
Look at that.
I don't know if you've heard about the person or not, but they're talking about all over in Canada, and then the other one was part 2 of Moonshot.
Ooh. That's cool.
It's all Native American myths, legends. It's all different stories from all over Canada.
I wonder which ones they went after.
A lot of different ones here. And each one's done by a different person.
Yeah, because I was doing my series on the Maine 8 mythological creatures of Canada. Some of them are similar to other places in the world.
Yeah, everything from hummingbirds to wolverines to water spirits, creators, wild turkeys, those who walk as lightning. I just like the picture in here too.
Yeah, I like that. I like the graphic novels.
And it's something I just found the library was carrying, and I picked it up a couple days ago, and today I finally had a chance to read up on it. Because I honestly didn't know how Native Americans were treated in Canada. It does go into that story a little bit. And, poverty and abuse and all that stuff. I'm not going too deep into that, but I didn't know it was that bad in some areas of Canada.
Yep.
So I gave myself an education today.
Oh, yeah. Especially along the Quebec-Ontario border.
Yep. So now I understand what some people are talking about, because we know not everything's based on true life, but there's a lot of it that I've been looking up after I'm reading it, and a lot I didn't know. I'll put it that way.
They're still in the courts about the children abuse one.
Yep. They did talk about one of those stories.
From the reserves, from the schools and that, and how a lot of the females were killed.
Single parent families and the abuse, the alcohol, the drugs, and how they're treated in certain parts of Canada. It's just insane how crazy it is.
And they're treated like that right in the big cities still, too.
I believe it.
Yep. And when you go further out, a lot of it you don't get to hear about until it's too late.
Like the relocation of all the kids and all the foster families, moving them all to, or the story I read was where they're moving them all to, all in this story to Edmonton.
Oh, okay.
We all need to get together and do a collab, a freaking Ouija board collab.
What? Ouija board, pregnancy test, and what else?
Yeah.
Ouija board pregnancy test.
We'll get the pregnancy test. You just caught me on that one. I'm off guard on that one.
Yeah, it's a haunted pea stick.
Oh my god!
But it has 3 stripes. What does that mean?
I mean, it glows in the dark. It's an alien baby.
Does that mean that you were impregnated by a ghost?
That's how you do new ghost hunting. Oh my god! I love you guys.
Oh, we just hope it's not a rainbow that comes out on the 3 lines.
No, that's Skittles.
Skittles. That's too much pride in your Lucky Charms.
There's stories even from the natives that if you can get on the trust level with them, that they will tell you some things that they've experienced, or things that they know that are true, that have happened in certain areas.
Well, I was really close to the Dakota family that's from the Black Hills, and I got to learn a lot I didn't know about.
Yeah, it just all depends on who you talk to too. Excuse me.
Yeah, more turtle for us, Marianne.
Hello, Marianne. I see a lot of emojis.
Just
They must be ghosted.
What's now I've forgotten the tribe, because I was watching the TV series, and it's kind of interesting, but it's some of it I think is a little staged. Skinwalker Ranch there.
Oh, believe me, I went through that, a lot of stuff on that.
That some of the local natives are actually willing to talk about things that have happened. And the true belief is that actually it has nothing to do with skinwalkers there. that it was put there to protect certain areas, but the majority of stuff has nothing to do with it. They believe it's something else completely.
I have heard those too.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but I know I've heard a few.
I mean, we've had a few stories with the different natives from some of the reserves that have been told up here about not just paranormal, but whether you want to call it UFO or what's a new term now? They don't like to say UFO anymore.
Oh, the UAPs?
Yep.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
So.
Oh, I've heard them call that lately.
Well, yeah, because they've come out and they're saying that yes, things have happened, but they prefer to call them that instead of the UFO, because the UFO they believe is to be labeled for something a little bit more that they can prove, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Nubs. If you really want to get in the whole paranormal thing, if you could get to be good friends with any natives and actually go to powwows and overnight stuff and hang around with the natives for a day, even a week, you'll get to see a lot more stuff you'd never even knew existed.
Yeah.
All we really have here is Cherokee and Dakota. I'm sure there's a few others, but that's the only two I know of personally.
Well, I know we got Cherokee up here. Like, there's Cherokee, North Carolina. That's the whole reservation up this way. And then I know we also got the Shawnee Indians. That's in West Virginia. I mean, that's where Lake Shawnee.
You should also have some that may still be, and we'll say that they're Mohawk and Cheyenne in that area.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the other group now. The guy kind of go with the East Coast Arcadian area with the Micmacs and another tribe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They meandered into the states a lot, especially in the northern states, all around like the Great Lakes.
Uh-huh.
I forget.
Oh, there's like 20 in your area, Nubs. I just looked it up. There's like 20 of them. I can't even pronounce most of them.
Yeah, the main ones up here, like Shawnee, Cherokee, Navajo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Navajo tribe. Like we
You have
do
any
got
Ojibwe down there?
Yeah.
But we have some here. That's the one I forgot about.
There's Ojibwe and I forget the other one. There's two that are more predominant in around Toronto for the ones that live in the city area.
Ojibwe owned 2 casinos up here.
One is Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm Minnesota. Dev's in Canada.
Yeah, I'm in Canada, eh?
He's in Canada.
But I'm not from the East Coast, eh? Where the A came from.
See, we're in the U.S., so we can say B.
In this case, it's F.
God. See, if you're in Canada, you say A. In the U.S., you say B. If you're in Mexico, you say C.
And if you're redneck, you just say left.
No, redneck say yeet yeet.
No, they like it when you go left, left, left.
Rednecks, they just say backwoods.
Brother Slim, what is up, my brother?
Well, technically, there's only the real 6 nations, which is the main nations for Native Americans, as we say it, the Native American Indian tribes. There's only the first 6, and then from there they grew and became subgroups of the main ones. So they kind of deferred some of their ways, and and got changed, got a little bit watered down as the years went on. So that's why we can say that there's hundreds of different ones, but there really is only the main 6, and then they're just sub tribes or creeds of that main six.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Killer, I am in Minnesota. I've spent most of my life here. I'm actually from Michigan.
He a Michigan man.
Wolverines.
Ugh. Ugh. Nah, I can't say nothing. I'm a Virginia Tech fan, and we
Anything
suck.
but Ohio State.
It's okay.
I
I'll take
don't
the
like it.
Gamecocks over your guys.
Gamecocks. How about the
South Carolina,
Philadelphia
yeah.
Eagles? How about Philly, guys? Ain't none of y'all gonna touch my Philadelphia.
Who?
The Eagles, brother.
He's an Eagles fan.
Who?
That's why the Chiefs are going to win on Monday.
I don't know, but I got $20 on it.
Well, Jalen is hurt, so
I know. I don't like that.
Jalen is hurts now.
Sean, you like the Bears, don't you?
They're all right.
I know you're in Illinois.
Yeah, the Bears. I haven't watched the football in the last couple of years. Ever since the whole Colin Kaepernick kind of spoiled everything.
Ugh, Colin Kaepernick. Everybody thinks that people don't want him because of the whole kneeling. People don't want him because he sucks.
But yeah, everything after that, the kind of NFL kind of just sucked, and I kind of just
Football.
had more
football
important things
is
to do than
becoming-
watch football. So
Yeah, I don't watch that pansy sport anymore.
It's becoming political. Too
And
political.
Nubs, don't worry about it.
the
Our
Bears
first,
suck anyway.
our
right now,
first,
so.
second, and third string are all hurt. So
All I know is you guys need so many downs, and you need a smaller ball.
Yeah, aren't the Bears like the worst team in the NFL right now? Anyway,
they're pretty much at the bottom. I think Arizona's worse. About the only team that's, and Carolina Panthers are about the only other team that's worse.
Slim. Eagles.
yeah. So
beat
the Bears are like
Cowboys.
the Chicago Cubs now. They haven't won in years, and they've just been sucking for years and years. Hasn't been good since like the '80s. So
Yeah, 85 is the last time the Bears won.
Mm.
That's why
But
nobody calls them the Bears anymore.
No,
If-
they just call them Cubbies.
if y'all could go to one haunted location, where will y'all go? Mine will always be, forever be, the Catacombs in Paris. That is the one place that the number one.
Hey, Jimbo.
What's up, Ninth Light, brother? How you doing? How you doing?
Hope you're doing good, Jimbo. So you'd go Catacombs. You'd be Skeletor.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another place.
He wants to be,
Catacombs and
he wants to
Suicide
be the
Forest.
He-Man in a cavern of Skeletors. He's looking for his She-Ra in the catacombs.
No, he just wants to see all the real nubs.
Well, Kimberly, you need to tell Adam he needs to like the Eagles. Nah. Tell Adam I said what's up there. I'm gonna end up meeting him soon. Definitely gonna hang out with you and Adam soon, Kimberly. Kimberly, the Killer Addict, is a really good friend of mine. I've known her for like 15 years or something like that. Known her for a while. We used to party together. And she's into the paranormal, trying to get her to come on some investigation. She's been to a few live streams. I got me a new Eagles hoodie coming in that I actually made. Well, I got Dakota made for me, but I got an Eagles hoodie and a freaking merchandise with my logo and all that. Yeah, long ass time. Long time. I actually saw her the other day at her job.
So where did anybody else? I know
no,
no,
I don't-
Catacombs. Where's everybody else's place?
Oh,
Well, I have a place that I like that's in the actual Czech Republic. It's a castle. I don't even know if I'm going to say it right. Zvitkov. Zvitkov Castle in Czech Republic.
I've heard of
it's-
it.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, I'd like to go underground near where Auschwitz is at.
Hmm.
in
Yeah,
Poland.
I've heard of that one, Dev.
Yeah, because Nubs is talking about catacombs of Paris, so it's famous. A lot of people go there. There's another place. The hell is it called? It's in Jordan.
Oh, the one over by Israel?
All I know is that what is it? Nabatean Kingdom of the
I've
first
heard
century.
of it.
So
I don't
it's
know
like
that much on it. So
it's like was
I'm looking
inhabited
at,
since like
reading
7,000
messages.
BCE.
Oh, that's a good one, Marianne.
went in San Diego.
Yeah.
See you, sis. Take it easy. Careful going home.
Yeah, I like to visit the Winchester house.
I'd have fun in
But it's
that
not.
place.
It's not
Right.
like high up on my list.
No, it wouldn't be high on my list, but I'd be cool to go there.
Yeah, it'd be cool to go there just to explore, just to find all the weird nooks and crannies. And
I think another place I'd like to go through is the Romanian or Suicide Forest.
Ooh,
Well, the Suicide Forest
Oh,
there in Japan.
Yeah.
Yep, I forget how to say the name of it in Japan, but Japanese.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen so many videos and everything of it, and to me, it's just a forest.
Okay, Romanian
seen-
forest then, just because I've heard so much. I like to see what's out there.
The Bell Witch is another place I want to go. The Bell Witch Cave.
I still want to go to Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, I'm going there in June. I'm excited. I finally get to go there in June. Yeah, Gettysburg is definitely up there too. Penhurst is another one that I want to
When
get
you go to
to.
Gettysburg, make sure you take your trigger items with you.
Yeah.
The ultimate is if you could ever find Atlantis and scuba dive down there.
That would be fun.
That'd be awesome.
But you remember what happened to the last people that tried to go in the water to find something?
Yeah, we know about that.
Too soon. Too soon. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It was a sub disaster.
They were playing a PlayStation and got the wrong. Forgot to charge the controller. Oh God, I'm gonna stop. I'm going to hell. I'm gonna be in hell.
No, you're not coming to my house.
Good night, Slim. Love you, brother.
Nice, Slim.
You're not coming to my house.
Yeah, we're not allowed in Devilish's house.
You can sit in purgatory.
Not even me.
Oh, come on. That's only the halfway house.
The halfway.
Halfway house.
Oh
What?
yeah,
I
remember
don't
you did
even.
a
I don't even
video.
have an outhouse in purgatory. So there you go.
Didn't you?
Yeah,
do a
it's
video
all
at her
underground.
cemetery? Yeah, you did a video at her cemetery, didn't you, Bingman? Yeah, New Haven, Connecticut. But their house is all the way in Cali. Only thing about going to the Winchester house is the freaking money, the cost.
Yep. That's just like whatchamacallit place there.
Oh,
In
Nubs
Florida.
Nubs could just go to Winchester, Virginia.
We are at the Devil's Playground, though.
Or Winchester, California. Winchester Cathedral. Winchester, Kentucky.
Okay, you done 2 investigations over there.
There is a cathedral in Germany that I wouldn't mind going to. That's really old.
I'd love to go to a haunted church, but it'd have to be really haunted for me to even.
That's the one I'm talking about in Germany.
Yep.
I want to go to a satanic church.
I don't have to go far for that.
Well, I know you are the devilish. No.
Yeah, he's still trying to find his nuns.
All right, good night, Joseph.
I know exactly where they are. They're 6 feet under.
See, we're trying to get Deb to go to haunted convent to find the nuns.
I've been to a convent.
I've been to one too. In Michigan.
I got chased out.
Oh God.
I got the grand tour.
Just like I was given a ban not to come to a certain church anymore
Oh God.
when I
You
was
got
7 years old.
You got
And the
kicked out of the church at 7 years old.
I got kicked out of Sunday school. The Sunday school teacher told the priest of the church. He gave a letter to my parents saying he's not allowed back here ever again.
Oh my God.
And then he snuck back in on Saturdays.
No, I never stepped foot inside a church for the longest time.
I haven't been to a church in a long time.
Last time I actually was in a church for something actually proper was when I actually got married.
Oh. To Mrs. Dev. No.
And it's like I felt weird at the time. It's like, what the fuck am I doing in here?
Well, do y'all have anything coming out soon? Live streams, videos? Dev, you have anything coming out?
I'm about to start a small series on the dark side of nursery rhymes. I'm taking like 10 specific nursery rhymes and touching on the dark side of them because they're not what we think they are, yet though we teach these nursery rhymes to our children. So
Yeah, they all be in.
I did a little snippet, redid it, and got the audio fixed. So the
Good.
third time was a charm.
Yeah, it was.
I have that up on my YouTube channel there. So you just have to look for my name.
Yeah, they've all been Disneyified after a while.
I can't wait for that.
That's only because you watched it.
Ha ha ha.
I had to give it a proper PG rating for you.
See, when Dev was in it, they just froze the screen.
Oh God. Well, what about you, Sean? You have anything coming out?
Yeah, I went to Days of the Dead horror convention today, so I'm working on that video. I'll have that up very early Monday or Tuesday, so get that out as soon as possible. Also have many other projects I'm working on, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff ahead.
I can't wait. Sean did an epic live stream tonight. We played some games and we got our butts kicked. It was fun.
Yeah, we're playing again next Saturday. Do our live stream on Saturday nights as well at 9 p.m. Central.
Nice. I'll definitely be there for sure. Frostbite, you have anything coming out? I know you do your weekly picks.
He just has some paranormal gas.
Right now, I'm just concentrating on football until I decide what to do. I might even take a little break to decide what I want to do on my channel because I have ideas, but until I know for a fact if they're going to go through or not, I can't say anything. I don't want to say that I'm going to do something then not do it. That's just not right for the audience.
Yeah. I personally got a few investigations on my phone I have to upload. I also have a few live streams. Once a month, I'm going to try to react to music because I've been seeing people reacting to music and all that. And
yeah, they've been doing that for like 10, 15 years already.
I've been watching a lot of them, and I'm like, dude, that would be cool to react to, like Tom McDonald. Like, I know I could react to him and not get in trouble. And there's a few other ones that I'm pretty sure I could react to. But of course, Tom McDonald, because I mean, Tom McDonald's the best rapper alive right now, other than Tech Nine. But
I don't know. You lost me.
that's what I have coming out soon.
I know who it is.
Thanks everybody for coming up here for the paranormal story time. I should be live again tomorrow night at some point. I will let y'all know. But for now, I'm out. And remember, vote Nubs 2024. Make America paranormal again.